My name's Alex. I'm from Noitom, the team behind Perception Neuron, motion capture technology. We're here at TechCrunch because it's absolutely disruptive technology. It's the most affordable motion capture system out in the market. For $1,500, it's an entry level for everybody. Now, no longer is it big budget studios who have to fidget with optical cameras. It's wireless, it's USB, it's SD onboard recording. You could take it all on the field, create your animations, create your characters, anything you need to do right on, like for absolutely like low cost.
Very cool. Well, you want to give us a little demo first before we start getting into questions?
Yeah, perfect. So I'll show you guys a little bit of kind of what it is. We're using one of our partner software in the back. It's called Reallusion. It's from Taiwan. Our proprietary software over here in the back is the one that we've made. And this is what we record. So you're able to see, for the first time, really at low cost, you're able to get finger detailed motion. So you can see my hands are able to move around. And you can see. And for the first time, you're able to do something like that. And it's either been really expensive or not able to have been possible. So now it's entry level for everybody. And with here, you're able to record FBX, export to FBX, BVH stream, and we have SDKs for Unity, Unreal. So for game developers, it makes it really easy to jump right in and create things. We also have some demos that we've done with Oculus, OSVR. So really, it's opening the door for virtual reality, which is something huge.
Very cool. So what would you say your greatest your growth challenge?
I'd say it's just the new technology. Definitely, that's the biggest challenge. There's so many head-mount displays out there on the market that, and everybody's trying to create a solution for it. So right now, it's not a race to be the first one, but creating the most effective and the one that everybody's going to be friendly to play around with. So right now, we wouldn't necessarily call this a consumer tool. For $1,500, it's very hard to be a consumer tool. But for developers, game animators, filmmakers, military and sports applications, it makes it very easy to now create and take motions and do something that you haven't been able to do before. So it's really, really great. And I guess that's the hardest part right now, especially in VR. It's just trying to create something that everybody wants to use.
All right, and what would you say your market potential is for this product?
Market potential for Perception Neuron is already, we come from a background of film industry. VR is huge. We've partnered with AltSpace VR, which they launched one of the social networks for VR. So they've unveiled Perception Neuron working in their environments. So for the first time now, people are able to interact in a VR space, moving around, and just military simulation, like I said, VR social interaction, sports analysis. So we have a lot of interest from the NBA, hockey, just a lot of sports that are able to record data that they haven't been able to do before and track players' progressions and things like that.
Very cool. What it is about your management team that makes you uniquely qualified?
I'm not management, no. Our headquarters is actually in Beijing. We're from the marketing side of this time. The team's actually very small for marketing, but the team in Beijing is so great to bringing everything to the West. It's kind of like there's almost two very different kind of standpoints. And in China, everything's growing. VR is super huge in China, and we want to take that and bring it to the Western market. So it's kind of very nice facets that we're located in the U.S. and they're in Beijing, and with that, we're able to connect two frontiers and kind of bring the technology from the West to China and from China to the U.S. So they're very open to ideas, and I think that's what makes them like such a great team to work with.
Very cool. What would you say your marketing strategy is then?
Marketing strategy for us would just be being open and talking to a lot of different companies. We've been to a lot of different shows already, SVVR for one, and we've tried to partner with SVVR to try to bring something very similar to the Chinese market to showcase Chinese technology, to bring it over here to the West, and vice versa, bring Western technology to China. You want to open up that market, you want to make VR accessible to everybody. Right now it's at a very expensive price point. Even our tool is kind of pricey for a lot of people. It's not consumer, and head mounts are going to be a little bit pricey, but as more markets and more people and more companies start doing things, it's going to open up the doors. So once you build up that connection between the East and the West, it's going to make things, it's going to be so great for everybody.
How do you plan to acquire new customers, I guess?
So we were a Kickstarter campaign last year in September. We had about 1,500 Kickstarter backers, raised over $500,000, and we've done really good in pre-orders. And I think when you have something that's affordable to a lot of people, that a lot of people could use, and word of mouth, it's going to make things really easy. So first, you have to have really great customer service. So I think we've done a great job of answering and doing technical questions with everybody that we've been able to do. And acquiring new customers is just going out to shows like these, TechCrunch, introducing ourselves to people that haven't heard our names, and talking to different companies, and just opening options that they've never been able to think about. Robotics is something interesting that people haven't thought about. It's like, now you don't have to handle a controller, now you could use your hands to go ahead and move around, and it makes things really great.
And if you could do anything differently, what would you think you guys would do?
It's like doing anything differently, maybe not having to overthink the whole process. It was like you get caught up in kind of design and adding new features and everything that you kind of like. You do a really good job. We've done a great job of just the suit and overall, but maybe little tweaks to things that we wouldn't have, like cost production and certain things that you don't think about during the process when you're like, no, we want to shoot for like making aluminum sensors and we want to make everything super great, when you don't have to do things like that. So it's just kind of thinking about like management details that you think about a little bit too much.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. Yeah, absolutely.